After months of back and forth, today a judge in Idaho will hear arguments over a key issue left unresolved, where the trial of Bryan Kohberger should happen. The accused killer of 4 University of Idaho students is expected to attend today's hearing as the judge weighs whether to keep the trial in Latah County, where the crime took place, a county with roughly 40,000 residents, to serve as the pool for potential jurors, or move it some 300 miles away to Boise, specifically Ada County, with more than 500,000 residents, which would vastly expand the jury pool, something Kohberger's defense has been pushing for.
You shouldn't have a trial in this county.
Their argument? Media coverage has tainted prospective jurors in Moscow and all of Latah County, pointing to a survey they commissioned finding 70% of residents who have heard about the case said they've already formed a guilty opinion.
These are deeply held opinions in this community within this jury pool.
But prosecutors have pushed to keep the proceedings where they are, arguing the extensive media coverage of the case is inescapable.
I don't think that a change of venue is going to solve any of these problems.
Kohberger faces 4 charges of first-degree murder for the fatal stabbings of Madison Mogen, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin in November of 2022. A judge entered a plea of not guilty on his behalf. The families of the victims say moving the trial would be a major hardship.
It would be devastating for me.
It's an insult.
Yeah.
It would be an absolute insult because, we are the victims and the crime happened here.
Still, staying in Latah County could leave the door open for Kohberger to appeal a potential guilty verdict.
He could bring up that issue and say that the trial court erred by not allowing a change of venue, that the jurors were biased.
So, Laura, let's start there. We've been talking about the prospect of a change of venue for some time now. How important is that to this case, where the trial actually happened?
Oh, well, it's important to the victims' families, as we just heard. Obviously, they say they want to be there every day. It's important to the prosecutors because they want to show, hey, we can take on a big case like this. Our town can handle it. But at the same time, they do not want to have this all get wiped away on appeal. And even though the victims' family's perspective is huge here, what's most important is that Bryan Kohberger gets a fair trial.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Will the judge take the family's opinions into consideration, or how much does that weigh, I guess?
It doesn't seem like it's been a priority for him so far. Remember, the house got torn down, and there was very little objection to that. And so I think that's why some of the victims' families feel like, hey, we still have a voice here. We're the ones who lost our kids. But in terms of the legal sort of arguments back and forth, their perspective is really not what he's going to be zeroing in on, I think, today.
Is this kind of change of venue motion standard operating procedure?
Yes, and they almost always fail, really, Joe. But in this type of case, given how small the county is compared to where they could get in Boise, that a much bigger jury pool, I think he actually has a chance, whereas usually they almost always fail.
Your analysis and insight's usually pretty spot on. What does Lord Jarrett think happens here?
I think he moves it.
You think he probably?
I think he moves it. I don't think he does it today. He's been a little bit slow on sort of getting these cranked out. I think we might see it sometime soon thereafter, though.
Our senior legal correspondent, Lord Jarrett. All right,
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.